What's up, Ben? How's it going, man?
Right, how are you?
I'm all good. By the way, I'm Benjamin. I never usually say what my name is, so some people, they referred to me as Klopp the other day. Doesn't really matter. A big game for my team this weekend is Crystal Palace against Brighton.
Yeah, massive game.
Absolutely massive. This is one of the games of the season when the fixture list comes out in the summer. We look to this fixture. The rivalry between Palace and Brighton is obviously very well known, even if it is a little bit convoluted. This weekend's game, massive also relegation 6-pointer. Quick look at the table here just to show you. If Palace win, Palace fourth bottom as we go into this game. We win this game, we go into 1 point behind Brighton, our rivals. We can drag them right back into it. A lot of incentive for Crystal Palace to win. Obviously, the game is at Selhurst Park. Ben, what do you think about the game this weekend?
I can't believe it's not on TV. Massive game. The FA Cup tie was on TV, the Brighton win. The other game was a big game as well at Brighton.
Yeah,
everyone's talking
that was on TV, but it was a terrible game. That was on TV,
but there was that, and there was violence outside the ground. It's a huge game. Both sets of fans, relegation. It should be a good game actually, because often these times of the season produce good games. Two teams battling against relegation. They're actually both playing fairly well. Not results wise necessarily, but they've definitely They've definitely grown into the league in terms of Brighton.
Yeah,
Palace. I thought the Zaha goal last week was sick, really good.
Got a nice deflection. I'll take it.
Yeah, but it was a good goal. He is a quality player. Palace are a different side with him in, and I just think this has got the makings of a fantastic atmosphere, on the edge game. It's just a shame more people aren't watching it.
Yeah, on Palace though, we just mentioned the Bournemouth game last weekend, Ben. A few things that Palace fans are worried about after that game. Once again, Josh King in that game scored in the 89th minute. Palace have been consistently conceding late goals. We did it against Manchester United. We've done it against Liverpool recently, Tottenham. So a bunch of teams. This is something to be concerned about. Obviously, Palace will be hoping to avoid that this weekend. Another thing...
Is that because of fitness, though? I mean, you're the Palace fan. Is that because of fitness? Because I always think that's fitness. I saw some people say... Hodgson hasn't made enough subs. He's made the least of anyone in the league.
Right.
But then, in fairness to Hodgson, a lot of injuries and not enough players to bring on.
So you've hit the nail on the head on the substitutions point there. 100% agree. Our injury situation should improve, though, this weekend. Christian Benteke might be back. Alexander Sorloth might be back, which gives us real options up front, which we haven't usually had. Saying that, let's just have a quick look at the team sheets. We actually made our team sheets before the Benteke and the Sorloth news came out. So we've gone for Zaha and Townsend. That's how Palace played last week against Brighton up front. Just a quick note on Milivojevic in the centre of midfield. 10 goals for Crystal Palace this season. Scored a wonderful free kick last weekend. Top goal scorer. No one really saw that coming at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, it was a great free kick as well. But how many of those are penalties? Probably 7 or 8.
Yeah, no, a ton of them are penalties, and also the free kick last weekend. But he's deadly. He's deadly. A quick look at obviously a Brighton side. You got to start up front. Glenn Murray, ex-Crystal Palace striker. We sold him because we didn't think he was good enough, and yet he's still producing for Brighton this season. And then they've got their really creative midfielders, Pascal Gross, Anthony Knockhart's back after a suspension, and Izquierdo.
They've got a great balance to their team, Brighton. Ryan's been good all season. It's a solid goal. It was a great signing. Duffy and Dunk. I'm not a huge fan of the fullbacks. I don't think they do enough. And then the players you mentioned, just nice balance throughout the side. Hewitt's done a fantastic job. Yeah. They probably only need one more win now. I don't think they'll get it here, but they've done really well.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm worried about this weekend's game. There's obviously a lot of pressure on Palace to win. We really do need to start winning, okay? We've lost our last 4 games in a row, or we haven't won in our last 4 games. So a lot of pressure. Ben, why don't you give us a prediction?
I think Palace will win this. I think they'll turn on. I think the fans will turn up. I think the players will turn up. I think they'll concede, but I think they'll score more. I think when it comes to these kind of games, it's a bit like Southampton back in the day when they were fighting relegation with Matt Letitia. I think if you've got a talisman as good as Zaha, I think you've always got a chance, and I think he'll pull it out the bag.
I agree.
And he also hates Brighton. Sorry to interrupt, but he hates Brighton. He knows Hodgson. The fans.
No,
Zaha.
Oh,
he knows the fans' hatred of Brighton. I think he gets a lot of abuse out and about when he sees Brighton fans, and he puts it on his social, on his Instagram feed. So, Yeah, I think Zaha will inspire Palace to a win.
Well, obviously Zaha was involved in that famous playoff game where Palace knocked out Brighton, and then there was the poo gate and all of that happened. In general, Ben, on the site we've gone for a 2-0 prediction to Crystal Palace.
And what are you going for?
I think I'm going to go with that. The 2-0. It's do or die time. This is a really big game. I think we can do it. I really do think we can do it. So I'm just going to go positive. I'm going to go for a Palace win. Zaha as well, I think, could do well. Maybe Townsend as well. He's also been producing. Although maybe one of our defenders, Van Aanholt, got close last weekend to almost winning it at Bournemouth.
I think one thing to mention, which we haven't, is Southampton, who are directly below you, play Chelsea earlier on in the day. So a result either way could sway. It might not. Might have no bearing at all. But you'll know where Southampton are. And they've got 2 games in hand on you,
right?
Or is it one?
It will be.
There's one.
It will be.
It will be 2. Yeah, so that'll be interesting as well.
Definitely. So it should be an absolutely cracking game at Selhurst Park. We're going for a Palace win. Tell us what you think below and hit subscribe.